welcome to the Recovery Daily Podcast. I'm your host, Rachel Miller. I'm a stroke survivor and grateful recovering alcoholic. I'm really tired. My daughter is here for the weekend, and so we spent some time together today. And I'm at the point where I'm really having a hard time like focusing on completing my sentences and choosing the right words and all that stuff. So I am going to make it short tonight, but I did want to give you an update. I promised yesterday that if I had electrodes hooked to my head for my next podcast that I would share with you about that. So I do indeed have electrodes hooked to my head right now. And so it's called an ambulatory EEG or an ambulatory electroencephalography. Nice. And what they use it for is to record abnormal brain activity. When I first had my stroke 2 years ago, I got a regular 20-minute EEG, and they did not notice any abnormal activity. Back then, I didn't have the symptoms that I have now. So we're going to see if they happen to catch anything that's going on when I happen to forget my train of thought or replace words or anything like that. What they monitor for with this is actually seizures, and people can have seizures that, we see on the outside, but then people can have what's called silent seizures, and it will sometimes be unnoticed entirely, or it can lead to lots of different things. So these EEGs allow them to see the brain waves, and then I will wear it for 48 hours, and then they'll check what it had captured. So I have about 20 electrodes hooked to my head, and then around my head it's wrapped with bandage, and then I have this like 1 to 2 pound bag that I wear over my shoulder, and there's this big like sock that goes over my head and covers all the wires and goes down my back into the bag. So anyway, I actually did a pretty good job covering it up, I thought, today, because I wanted to hang out with my daughter. So I wore a hat that she helped clasp in the back. And then, so the only thing that was really hanging out was the sock looking thing that went down my back. But I don't know. I couldn't see it, so I just acted like it wasn't there. Anyway, that's what we're doing with the electrodes. So I take them off. I've had them on since yesterday around 3 o'clock. So I'll have them on until tomorrow at 3 o'clock. And I cannot wait to run my fingers back through my hair, because it's just like, it's like, I talked about the other day, it's like wearing a ponytail for, all day long. And then when you take it out, for you ladies out there, when you take the ponytail out, some people think it hurts. Some people thinks it feels good. Anyway, I can't wait to take this off of my head. But I'm not complaining. I'm actually really happy that I'm taking steps in order to maybe see what's going on. The guy that hooked all the electrodes to my head, I absolutely enjoyed talking to him. We talked for like an hour, and he was telling me all about what these things do. And I don't know, we went into a tangent talking about right-handed people and left-handed people, and he was telling me like there are certain people who their brain waves are totally different than other people. There's nothing wrong with them. Their brain waves are just different. And I was just fascinated by everything he was saying. And I said that I had been talking to my boyfriend about what if they don't find anything. And he actually, the guy who was putting them on my head, said, "You actually don't want them to find anything. Not finding something is actually a good thing rather than finding something." So, I mean, he was very empathetic about it. Sucks, these were not his words, but it sucks to not know what's going on, but these types of tests, if they find that there's a seizure going on, then obviously that's a scary thing. So, anyway, it's just one of the many tests that I'll be undergoing. That's what I've got on my head right now. My daughter, I said, came home, so she made dinner last night, which was super nice. So her and I had some mushroom ravioli, and she's just been awesome. She's been very cognizant of what is going on with my eyes and my head, and it's hard for her to not be with this contraption on my on my head. So she's just taking care of her mommy, and it's really great. And I'm so happy that she came home. Um, she did not know that this was going to be on my head when she got here, and honestly, I really didn't put two and two together to let her know. I didn't think it really mattered either. Um, but today we went out for a late breakfast, a brunch, if you will, at our local Cold Spoon coffee shop that's right around the corner from my house. And that was lovely. And then we got some mani pedis, which is right next door. All of this is in the same shopping center. So when I leave the house, I go to this shopping center. It's like, I think to walk there would be less than a mile, as the crow flies. So, and you can actually walk shortcut that way. So, but she drove me over there, and I said, since I have to ride in the car with my eyes closed, the last time I shared on one of the episodes, the last time I was in the car with her, I wanted to jump out of the car screaming and tell her to leave me there. Just from she was driving like a 21-year-old. So I told her this time, drive like you have a full glass of water in the car and you don't want it to tip over. So she did perfecto when she was driving us over there. So, and it was only, less than a mile. So, but she did great. So we got our manicure and our pedicure, and then it was the best day of the year, which is puppy swim day, where the local pool allows you to bring your dog and they go swimming. So I brought my Weimaraner Autumn over there, and it was a race against the Mother Nature, because when we got there, the clouds were rolling in, and I was like, please, I've been waiting for this day all year long. And I was like, please just let us get there in time for her to get in the pool. So she is pretty hilarious. We were talking, my daughter and I, she is like the most awkward dog at the pool. I swear, like, all the other dogs are like all cute with their little heads just poking out of the water while they do like the doggy paddle, like your classic doggy paddle. Well, Autumn is like, she's got half of her torso hanging out of the top of the water, and her neck, like, like unfurls like a turtle, and it's like 10 feet long, and she's paddling, like splashing, like a little kid will just splash on their water and be like, ah, and splash on the top of the water. That's what she looks like when she's trying to swim, and I swear she doesn't go anywhere when she starts paddling. It's really, it's awkward. She looks awkward. I'm embarrassed for the other pooches to see her swim like that, but there's nothing I could do. So, and she does not get out of the pool where the steps are. She gets out of the pool on the side of the pool, but yet doesn't have arms to get out of the pool. So, um, I have to maneuver my way across the entire pool area to pull her out of the water. So, um, imagine in your head, you're right. That's exactly what it was like. And then we let her into before she went into the big pool, we warmed her up in the baby pool. And so she's walking around the baby pool, and the hole in the middle bottom of the baby pool, it blows air out, like circular air out. Well, Autumn walked over that, and again, her walking through this pool is like every time she takes a step, it's like she's trying to pull her whole leg outside and over the water to take the next step. And the water is all the way up to her neck. So every leg is like reaching up over the surface of the water and putting itself back into the water. It is so strange. There's something wrong with her. Anyway, she gets over this hole, and I decide she wants to get whatever that is that's blowing on her. So she just starts going underwater, like diving underwater, like one would, like when you're a kid and you throw something to let it sink to the bottom of the pool, and then you dive under to get it. That's what she was doing. She was like diving under to get the circle on the bottom of the pool that was blowing the air. It's just so weird. So it was very comical. My daughter took a couple videos. Of course, I can't look at them, but I know what she captured, just because I was there watching, so it should be pretty hilarious. And then after she was in the baby pool, we went back over to the big pool, and all the other dogs are like jumping in, like real dogs. And she's like standing on the edge, and she wants to get in, but she's not sure. And she sees the balls, and she's like, I'm going to go. Just like a little kid where you're like, 1, 2, 3. No, I'm not going to go. Okay, I'm going to go. I'm going to go. No, I'm not going to go. That's what she's doing. And then, so I went up behind her. I did not push her. I just nudged her ever so slightly, and she fell in. I did not push, I swear. I just nudged her with my knee. It was barely a touch, and she fell in. And so then she was swimming. So victory. So the first time she fell in, she went and got a ball that she was trying to get from the beginning. So she swam all the way across the pool to get the ball. So she was not in shock or anything. I'm not abusing my dog by pushing her in the pool. And then she swam, I guess that first time she did swim all the way over to the other side of the pool. So I had to go over there and pull her out because she won't go over to the stairs like the normal dogs. And then the next time she went in, another dog pushed her in. And yeah, I think it was 4 times that she fell in. She never actually purposely jumped in. When I nudged her, I think she thought that the bottom of the pool was the same as the baby pool, but she just kept sinking, so she started swimming. So anyway, it's my favorite day of the whole year. It started thundering, so they closed it. So it was supposed to be from 2 to 4, and it was 2 to 3, and we probably got there about 2:15. So I think we had a good half hour. which was probably enough. She was drinking the water, and you know what happens when they drink the pool water. So we had an interesting walk back home, but it was fine. It was fine. It was all good. It was really fun. And then we played, so we ordered some food. You can imagine now, think while I'm telling you all of this about my head, all the symptoms that I've been telling you about over the past 2 months. Think about how my head was dealing with all of this. So there's dogs running everywhere. My dog needs to be watched so that, she's monitored. Well, I didn't even try to do that. I asked my daughter to please monitor her and make sure that you track her, because my eyes, there's no way I could keep up with how fast she was running around the area. So my daughter tracked her, but just so much stimulation, so much stimulation. And then, so after that, we came back, we ordered some, what did we get? This is why I didn't want to do the episode, because I'm afraid. Oh, we got Miller's Ale House. I'm doing pretty good, actually. I'm remembering everything and completing all my sentences. So, yay me. We got Miller's Ale House, and so that was good. And then my daughter ran out to the store to get some pumpkins so that she could make pumpkin seeds. But before she did that, we played this game called All of Us, if you've ever heard of it. It's got trivia cards, and it's got different packs of trivia cards, and they're all based on a different generation of people. So there's like Generation X, Generation Z, and I don't know what the rest of them are called. You're lucky I even knew that. And so my boyfriend read the trivia questions, and her and I acted like we were on a game show, and we had to buzz in order to answer. And she kicked my ass, honestly. I think the ending score was, I don't know, she probably was close to 20. The last time I checked with her, she had 16 and I had 11. So I said I claimed disability, but they weren't having it. So is it too early to joke about that? I don't know. Anyway, we had a great time, and I'm just super exhausted. So I just really wanted to update you on what's going on today, and I'm going to leave it at that today. I do have a topic for tomorrow that I was going to go over today, but I just don't think that I can think clearly enough to go through it. My head is really like buzzing right now. I don't know how to explain it, but it's just like it's really, really difficult for me to focus. I'm kind of like, what I've been calling it over the past 2 days is like, I feel like on a normal day, like before my stroke and all that stuff, that I think three-dimensionally. Like I can do something and think about something else at the same time while preparing for something else. You know what I mean? It's like I think we're processing lots of different information at different speeds all at the same time, all the time. So, and I don't mean this in a way of like multitasking. I mean this more in a way of just navigating our environment, right? Navigating what's going on at any single moment. Kind of like right now, I am making sure that I speak into the microphone. I'm making sure that I hold my remarkable tablet should I want to look at it. And then I've also made sure that I'm closing my eyes so that, because my head is getting buzzy. You know what I mean? So I'm processing a bunch of different information, and all along I'm trying to tell you guys a story. So I feel like I'm only able to think like one dimensionally right now. Like I can only really perform basic tasks right now because my brain is so tired. Um, I do not think that I'm having seizures. I don't think that this EEG is going to come up with anything. I don't think that's what's happening. But I don't know. I'm no doctor because if I was, I'd what? Not be doing a podcast. So we'll see. It's, you got to check off the boxes. But I'm just not feeling really well enough to put some thought provoking commentary together for you. Anyway, the topic that I was going to talk about is the promises do come true. In the sobriety program that I'm in, we have something called the promises. And the promises include things like we will not regret the past nor wish to shut the door on it. We will comprehend the word serenity and we will know peace. There's 10 of them. And no, I'm just kidding. There are 12 of them. And I wanted to talk about them actually. So at some point, if not tomorrow, I will talk about these promises and how through willingness and consistency, these promises really have come true for me. Even though when I first entered the sobriety program, I looked on the wall and saw these, especially we will not regret the past nor wish to shut the door on it. And I was like, there is no way in hell I'm ever going to not regret the past. Some things in the past I will never not regret. Well, you know what? I'm getting pretty close to not regretting anything. And that's because everything that I've experienced in my life has led me to right now, led me to this moment in time and led me to being able to have such a beautiful day with my daughter and be alive and well, and just finished talking to my son about, I had some music questions for him. So just being able to enjoy life, sit and play trivia games with my boyfriend and my daughter, while I just kept my eyes closed. It's so I'm so loved. Everybody seems to be just altering the way we do things ever so slightly enough where we all still have fun, and I'm very aware that they're doing things in such a way that it's not going to hurt my head. So I'm really, really grateful for that, and I'm just grateful today. So I'm going to end it with that, and I appreciate you checking in today. As I said, I have some changes, some exciting changes that are upcoming. I'm just working through them with a couple people, and I'm really excited for it. So stay tuned. Stay tuned for a couple exciting new changes to the podcast. And with that, thanks for listening, and I will talk to you tomorrow.